Hello and welcome to my fourth and final Q&A in my little mini Q&A series. Here is the first question. It's from Miss Beaverhausen. She says, I hope it's not too late for a question. No, it isn't. She says, given that you vlog, are you also an avid stills photographer? And if you are, do you print the photos and use organised photo albums? Well, ironically, before I used to vlog, I used to love snapping pictures. I was never, I never used it out of auto or anything like that. I didn't, know how to use the controls or anything, but I loved taking photos. Like before the digital age, I would always be taking snaps. So I have lots of photos from pre-digital era in albums, all organised. Yes, I do. And then when we were able to take them on phones, I'd be snap, 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 snap. But as soon as I started vlogging, that just stopped. I think this seems to fulfil that need somehow. I'm recording everything on video instead, and I just forget. This is why I'm so rubbish at Instagram, honestly. I just completely forget to take still photographs. I rarely take them at all. And I wish I did, but it's just, I know it's just too much at once, so no, ironically. I've got a question here from Mary Ross. Hi Imo, love the vlog so much. Oh, thank you. I have a question for your next vlog, please. What other YouTube vloggers do you enjoy following and love to Izzy? Okay, I'll pass that on to Izzy. She's upstairs at the moment. Now, I am actually subscribed to, and I checked, 443 channels, so I can't mention all of them. And to be honest, quite a lot of them virtually never upload anyway, especially if they're like friends of mine or something, and it's like their account, and every now and again they put a video up. But here are some of the bigger channels that I enjoy watching regularly, like watch most of their videos. 8 Miles From Home, I talked about those in a previous Q&A during this little mini series. They're currently in the Philippines, but they were just moving to Portugal when I first started watching them. I really liked their slower paced and calmer vlogging style. I know, ironic. I'd kind of like to be a bit slower paced myself sometimes and a bit calmer, but whenever I do that, like the videos don't do very well. So I keep them a bit snappier for market forces reasons, really. But they were like how I like it, really, like really slow, calm, focusing in on small things, taking the time to really look at a flower closely, things like that that get skipped basically in the retention graph on my videos if I try and do it. So yeah, I really like them. I liked their intelligent perspective on things, and yeah, just really resonated with their personality. When I first started watching them, they were a couple without any children, but she was pregnant. Now, I've been watching so long, they have a 5-year-old, and they home educate actually. So there we are. Right, another channel that I watch that's a big channel is the Ingham family. They are daily vloggers. They do 6 uploads a week, and they're a big channel. Really enjoy their lively, energetic content. I like it when they explore new and interesting places. Specifically, they did a great big tour of the Arctic Circle earlier this year. So they'll have a whole playlist on their channel of that if you're interested in that. They went around experiencing some very cold weather and very amazing scenery, and experienced some really fascinating things. They home educate as well. It's just a coincidence. I think I just resonate with home educators. I don't think that's unusual. People just gravitate towards like-minded people, don't they? But they've got the budget to pay for tutors, so yeah, there's a roll up doing online learning with tutors. They don't really talk about their home ed though. The mother will show the early years activities that she does with the younger two, but she doesn't go into details with the older ones, because she says no matter what she says, she'll get criticised, and she doesn't want them to get criticised, so she keeps that out of the vlogs. Okay, another big channel that I watch. Now, I don't watch all of these. In fact, I haven't watched a lot for quite a while because they've been quite child targeted with their material, their content matter, like trips to Disneyland and things like that, so I haven't watched a lot recently. But it's J House Vlogs. They're a big channel, American home educators. This isn't why I started following them. I just like the channel. Well, I don't think it was why anyway. They are a big family. They don't upload every day. They're not daily vloggers, but they are just about to embark on a world tour actually. So that's going to be a lot more of interest to me. I just really resonate with the mum and dad. They just seem so rational and intelligent and thoughtful and altruistic in their approach. So yeah, I definitely like J House Vlogs. So those are my big sort of family vlogging channels that I watch. Now these next three that I'm going to mention, I came across when I was home educating because they are study tubers. I didn't even know study tubing was a thing, but there are YouTubers who focus on how to study, and we watched a good number of those. But these three I've hung on to, even though they are no longer students and are vlogging about other things. One is Holly Gabrielle. You can look her up. She's currently vlogging about a Thailand adventure with her boyfriend. She's vegan, again, intelligent, articulate, lively, enthusiastic, and she's a very good editor, I think. I really enjoy her content. There's Ruby Granger. She's a lot calmer, really quintessentially English, obsessed with the Victorian period, loves reading classic literature. She's studied at Exeter and got a degree in English literature. She's having a gap year now, but she's going to go to Oxford to do her masters, and she focuses a lot on study, technique, education, philosophies, that sort of thing. Yeah, you'd have to see it to believe it. Her background music tends to be quite calm. Often it's classical music in the background, so she's got quite a distinctive style. She's a whopping great big channel, I think. The other one is Eve Bennett. She's completely different again. She's just finished a tour of Australia, but she hardly ever uploads, to be honest, but I like her personality. She's just taken on a job with Sky News, I think, as a journalist, so don't know if she's going to be uploading much. I've come across Tiffany Thinks recently. She's another big channel, nearly 100,000 subscribers. She's just at the end of a cancer journey. I just randomly came across her channel. I like her personality. So she's not so much vlogging about her cancer journey anymore because she's had surgery back in December or something and is recovering still from that. She's still off work, but she's actually an optometrist by trade, and she's just very calm and sweet and lovely and smiley. She lives with her husband, I presume they're married, and her mother's very loving and is in the vlogs a lot as well. So those are the bigger ones. I also watch, and this isn't the vlogging channel, but there's a channel called BBC Archive, which I presume is run by the BBC. And I love that channel. They just keep putting up random old programmes and clips from old programmes from olden times. Like, I love it. Go and check them out if you like retro style documentaries and bits and bobs. There's quite a lot of like old music clips on there. There'd be like a guide to the radiophonic workshop and just, I don't know, interviews with people on the street in the, you know, late 50s, things like that, all different eras. But yeah, I love the BBC Archive channel. I find it fascinating. I watch news channels on YouTube because I don't tend to have the TV on unless Izzy's here and she's watching it. So I get my news from, well, I get them from apps on my phone. I've got the BBC News app on my phone, but I also watch like BBC News Channel, Channel 4 News Channel, and I like Deutsche Welle News, DW News as well, which is a German channel, but it's in English. I like those channels especially. I think I've narrowed it down to those because it was all getting a bit silly, and the same news clips were coming up on different providers, and I thought, well, I don't need to see the same topic on every single one, so I narrowed it down. I won't list them or name them, but I watch a lot of channels that are aimed at content creators. So I watch tutorials on filming, on editing, specific to my editing software. Oh, you're starting to yawn. Wake up. I'm not going to go on about Premiere Pro, I promise, but I do watch a lot of those, and I'll take pages and notes with a little fountain pen late at night, you know, 12:30 at night, just trying to keep learning, filming techniques and stuff like that. I watch a lot of these how to, you know, grow as a YouTuber channels as well. I don't know, I keep thinking they're recycling the same advice all the time, and a lot of the stuff I just blatantly ignore anyway. I'm quite non-commercial, and I know that. Oh, I also like, here's a quirky one, Orchestra of the Age of Enlightenment's YouTube channel. They play music on period instruments, and they have lots of videos in which they are demonstrating the instruments, explaining about the instruments. So if you're a music geek like me, that'll be right up your street, otherwise probably not. I'm not going to list them because I'm so scared that I'm going to leave somebody out. I don't want to start naming names, but I watch a lot of other small channels like mine, and I feel like they're my friends. So I watch a lot of those, and like we watch each other's. So there's loads of those. There's one channel that I would like to give special mention to that I have actually done a collab with, which is Frugal Travellers. I can link that in the description if you like. They're travelling the world on a budget, and I just really resonate with the personalities. What have they been doing? Oh, they did a desert one recently, which was really good. Yeah, just really natural. They're about reality, not glamour, so it's proper budget travel. Not making it all glorified and amazing and better than it really is, you know. But it is good. It is really, really good. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Mandy Davis. says, hi, would you and Ivy ever live together and get married? And does Izzy play any instruments? I'll say the Izzy bit first. Izzy does not play any instruments, but she sings. I'm very happy with the way things are with me and IB, which stands for Invisible Boyfriend, just in case you're new. I love him dearly. I'm very, very happy with the way things are. There are lots of pros and cons to living in separate houses. His home is a rented business premises that he works from, so he can't move from there. I own this house. This is my house, so it's my safety net, my security. There's no way I want to get rid of it, because I really feel secure having a home at the end of the day. You know, if everything else goes wrong, I've still got a roof over my head, and also my daughter has a roof over her head potentially in times of hardship or crisis. I don't want to give up my home. He can't give up his home. I don't want to live where he is, because it's really in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not, it's rural, do you know what I mean? If you don't drive, which I don't, you can't just go anywhere. I'd be totally reliant on him taking me to the nearest train station all the time, and he's busy. I don't want to be a pain to keep asking him, you know, I just fancy popping out. You know, you can't pop out, you have to plan it and organise a lift in advance, so it doesn't suit me at all. But maybe one day, won't be in the near future because he's not old enough, but one day he'll retire, and then I'm hoping that once he's retired we'll be able to spend a lot more time together during the days. At the moment I've got more flexibility with my hours than he has. Oh, also I kind of feel like marriage, a big part of marriage is about starting a family, and obviously I'm a bit past that now, so won't be doing that for that reason anyway. Now, Joshua Jeffrey, this is kind of related. He's asked a number of questions, including will I ever get married and have more kids? Well, the thing is, I've gone through the menopause now. Once a lady's gone through the menopause, they can't have any more children, unfortunately, not naturally anyway. So no more children from me, unfortunately. Do I only play in Wales? No, I often play in England, but I've also I played in the Isle of Man. Oh, well, I didn't gig there though, did I? But I went there and did some playing. Technically said playing, not gigging. I have gigged in Portugal and Spain. Sort of Norway, but only as a 16-year-old in a school's ensemble, so I don't think that really counts as like a professional gig. I played in France. Yes, I have played in France. I have done gigs in France with bands. Joshua also asks what made me start YouTube, but I did answer that one already, but you wouldn't have known that when you were asking the question, because that vlog hadn't gone up by that point. But anyway, thank you so much, Joshua, for the questions. Sheena Vlogs 21, she says, question for the Q&A, if I could travel to either Hawaii or Vancouver, which one would you choose and why? I regret to say I don't know anything about either of them, so I can't make an informed choice on that. I mean, I'd love to go over to that part of the world, those parts of the world. I'd like to go to both. There we are. That's my answer. Because I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know anything about them. But thank you so much for the question. Catherine B, would you consider putting up resources you found good for helping your daughter with schoolwork at high school age? I know you homeschooled. I thought you probably have some great ideas / resources that could help both those who attend school and those who don't. Do you know what? Things go out of date so quickly. I have in the past done videos in which I've listed resources in the video description. I'll link one in the description of this video. It was like when I was embarking on doing the GCSE years. I'll put that on, so it's got all our sort of curriculum providers and that. But to be honest, I couldn't say with certainty if they haven't been updated by something better that's come along since. So I don't feel I'm the right person to do it now. I think somebody who's currently using it would be in a better position to do it. But all my back catalogue of home educating videos, they're littered with them. I did also do one with primary school resources as well, a huge video on that. The description was absolutely stuffed full of resources, but again, they're probably really out of date because Izzy was 6, well, she's 18 now, so that's seriously out of date, isn't it? But if you look on the Education Otherwise website, there's probably stuff on there. And there are a lot of Facebook groups for home educators as well, and you can join on there and ask people's advice on resources. Right, next, Pamela. Yes? Pamela Taylor Barker asked how I became a musician from an early age. Again, so I've answered that one in an earlier vlog. A lot of people are asking the same things, and the questions have come in after I've filmed the Q&A, but before it's been released. So a lot of people are asking the same thing, but it's kind of interesting that people want to know. So becoming a musician, that was in a previous one, so check those out if you haven't seen them. I know your dad plays music. How many instruments can you play? And also IB. Well, I only really play the flute, I would say, to any degree of professionalism. I can play the whistle, I can play the recorder, I can play the guitar a little bit, you know, enough to work out chords for arrangements. I've dabbled with piano, I've dabbled with melodeon, I've dabbled with fiddle, and I can sing. But when I say dabble, I think a lot of professional musicians, like we've got that mindset that we understand sort of basically how harmony and melody works and rhythm, and so we can pick up an instrument, get a tune out of it pretty quickly. So I can do that. I can pick up a fiddle and get a tune out of it. I can pick up a squeeze box, get a tune out of it. I certainly wouldn't consider myself a player of any of those instruments. I'm learning singing. I'm on the up with the singing. IB, similarly, he would probably say that he only plays the fiddle, but he plays the piano quite a lot at home for his own entertainment. Like, it's something he enjoys to do in his downtime. He can play mandolin. It's quite closely related to a fiddle, so he can pick up a mandolin and he can play that. He's not very keen on it. He finds it a bit awkward. He's not really used to it. And he's got a ukulele which he can whack a few chords out of, but he wouldn't say that he plays those instruments. And he does do backing vocals sometimes in the band as well. My gosh, I've come to the last one already. What the heck? This has gone through fast. So this is, well, Thrifty Grandma. I don't know if this was meant for the Q&A. She left me a lovely long comment, but part of it was, do you get a refund on your pop cans? I presume you mean, can we take these back to the shop and get some money back? No, we can't. I think they can do it in Germany. I think in Germany you can, but certainly not in the UK that I know of. We just put ours in the recycling for collection from the doorstep once a week. That concludes the Q&A. I'm really sorry if I've missed your question. I noticed that at least one came in as I was literally on my way downstairs to make this Q&A, but I've got to the point now where I'm time constrained. I just had to get it done and get it edited so I can get packing, because I'm going on holiday tomorrow with my boyfriend. I'm so excited. I've got a full itinerary. Oh, it's gonna be lovely. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this little mini series of Q&As. I really appreciate that. If you happen to like the videos, could you give them a like? It really helps the channel to grow, and I appreciate that. If you're new here and would like to watch more videos from me, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.